Okay, the current pandemic of COVID-19 has been the top priority of every government across the world. However, despite the presence of the pandemic, there are recurring natural disasters like flooding, specifically in our city, Davao City, that needs to be addressed. This study on the vulnerabilities and the perception of risks aims for a more effective and inclusive disaster risk reduction, especially in highly vulnerable communities. Disasters are closely linked with the development. Over time, its effects can seriously degrade the country's long-term potential for sustained development and cause governments to modify economic priorities. The social and economic costs of disasters has increased over the years. It has an effect in growth, development, and poverty reduction. The current pandemic, as an example, has deviated a big chunk of the government funds in addressing the nation's needs to respond to this disaster. The Philippines is highly prone to natural disasters like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tropical cyclones, and floods. The country ranked third for 2015 to 2018 in the Global Risk Index due to its 49.94% exposure to extreme natural disasters, affecting 74% of our population and 80% of our land area. For 2020, for example, we have witnessed in Luzon the eruption of Mount Taal in Tagaytay and the series of typhoons that affected some areas in Luzon and the Visayas that led to massive flooding. In the experience of Mindanao, on the other hand, the magnitude of the impact of Tropical Storm Washi in 2011 and Typhoon Bopha in 2012 resulted to not only loss of properties but also loss of lives. Davao City is comprised of 182 barangays, and it is considered as one of the largest cities with a 244,000 hectare area. But it may be considered a typhoon-free zone, but its geographic location combined with unprecedented urbanization makes 63 out of these 182 barangays highly vulnerable to flooding. Communities, therefore, need to build resilience and enhance its capacity to respond to disasters, especially now when flooding becomes a secondary disaster to the COVID-19 pandemic. Since extensive body of literature on disaster studies highlight the technical approaches, this study aims to address the need for a context-based approach at the community level in terms of disaster risk reduction. The challenge for policymakers and decision makers is how to achieve an effective disaster management through a participatory and localized approach towards sustainability and inclusivity at the community levels. It is a reality that disasters induced by climate change will be more frequent and ferocious in the future. It therefore requires immediate attention to mitigate its impact to highly vulnerable areas. The study was conducted using a system-based approach, capturing the interrelationship of all the elements involved in disaster response and post-disaster actions, highlighting the communities as the central actors in the process. Specifically, the objectives aim to describe the vulnerabilities and risk perceptions towards the recommendation for policymaking that would integrate this data for community-based disaster risk reduction. The convergent parallel mixed method integrated the qualitative approaches such as document reviews and content analysis, key informant interviews and focus group discussions, and the quantitative approach of a survey. A multi-sampling was employed, identifying top 5 of the most highly vulnerable communities as the study's total population for this particular study or research. From this, a proportional allocation was utilized to get the representative sample of the study. Results of the survey was integrated with the data collected from the KIIs and the FGDs. It was found that vulnerabilities and perceptions of risk have affect the attitude and behavior of the communities toward flooding incidences. Thus, there is a need to have risk messages that can address some misconceptions and to make communities respond better to disasters. The next 3 slides will show the highlights of these findings. This table shows us that the vulnerabilities are greatly due to the socio-demographic profile of the communities, the housing structures, and the experiences in flooding through their length of stay in the areas. Knowing this information can help the policymakers and development planners address these concerns in its urbanization efforts. In terms of frequency and depth of flooding, the study revealed that the communities have been subjected to more than 4 feet high of water and that the cause of flooding was due to the rainy seasons, which resulted to the overflowing of the Davao rivers in the areas. The study also revealed that the perception of flood risks have been directly associated with climate change and poor drainage system in the areas, which is an effect of an improper urban management or urban planning. Moreover, the respondents have the sentiment that they already developed immunity to the recurring flooding incidences in their areas. As such, the study also revealed that adaptive capabilities have been developed to respond to flooding incidences in their communities.
2 minutes more,
In
Doctor.
conclusion, the results of this study on the vulnerability profile and risk perception analysis on flooding is consistent with the previous studies done as examined in the literature review. This can help disaster management to plan and develop risk reduction and management using effective risk communication that are directed toward the needs of the communities. As Davao City continues to experience flooding in its highly vulnerable areas, especially at this pandemic time, 3 major areas for policy recommendations towards sustainable DRR have been emphasized. These recommendations include the contribution of this study in the areas of governance, policy making, and practical suggestions to improve the transactional and dynamic process of communicating flood risk messages. Finally, this study also aims to reiterate that building and strengthening community resilience is a process involving interrelated DRR elements and strategies. A duality in approach, capitalizing on community-based adaptation can provide inclusive and sustainable disaster resilience. Thank you for your listening and for your attention. May I also use this opportunity to thank the Commission on Higher Education and the Southeast Asian Research Center for Agriculture for the PhD research funding for this particular study under the Development Studies Program of UP Los Baños, and for the CPAF UPLB for awarding me the Best Dissertation for 2019. Good day, everyone. I hope we are all COVID-19 safe. Signing off, this is Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda from UP Mindanao, Davao City. Good day, everyone. Thank you.